Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was adapted from a 1964 novel by Lord Dardar, directed by D.M. Burton and released in 2005. When I was a kid, I used to pay attention to this amazing Chocolate Factory. Now, I realize that this is a growing education film that every parent should watch with their children. The father spent £200 million to buy all the chocolates in the UK. Just because his daughter wanted a gold medal, this is not an ordinary medal. This is the Medal of Wong Wei. Surely, there are only 5 of them in the world, and they are from the world's largest and most famous chocolate factory. And the factory owner is William Wonka, the head of the household. Everyone knows his name, but no one has ever seen him in person, and no one knows how his super delicious and special candies are produced. The factory has been built for 20 years, and no one has ever been in. I can't see a worker in Hong Kong, but I can still see all kinds of candies coming out of the factory every day. Everyone is very curious about the secret in this factory. The door of the factory and the owner who never shows up are always shrouded in a layer of mysterious veil. Until one day, an explosive piece of news hit the whole town like a current. William Wonka suddenly announced that he would reopen the factory, but not to everyone. He randomly hid 5 gold medals in D. And how did it taste? I don't know, but I hate chocolate. Now, there's only one golden ticket left that has not been revealed. Although Charlie lives near the chocolate factory, he is only envious of it. Because his family is so poor, he doesn't have any extra money to buy chocolate. The 7 of them are squeezed in a small wooden house with a lot of wind. The 4 old people are lying in bed all day. They only have the cheapest vegetable soup for 3 meals a day, and the only income in the family is the micro-income earned by his father, working in the toothpaste factory. The only thing that can be given to Charlie is the toothpaste cap he secretly brought out. Fortunately, Charlie never complained and thought he was the happiest child in the world. Looking at the chocolate factory model he built with the toothpaste cap, Grandpa told the story of Willy Wonka again. 20 years ago, Wonka just opened a small shop on the street, but everyone in the world likes his candy. At that time, said, Wonka is definitely a genius. Even if he didn't put the chocolate ice cream he invented in the refrigerator, it wouldn't melt in a few hours under the sun. About 5 years later, Wonka opened the largest chocolate factory in the world, and from then on, he built his own business empire. After hearing the news from the Indian prince, he spent a lot of money to invite Wonka to build a huge palace for him. The walls are made of chocolate bricks. The cement used for the bricks is chocolate paste. Even all the furniture in 100 rooms are made of chocolate. Now, if you don't get whatever happens, you'll still have the candy. In the eyes of the whole family, Charlie carefully opened the package. But the miracle didn't happen. There was only a piece of cold chocolate inside. Charlie was disappointed. Fortunately, just like his mother said, Charlie still had the chocolate. Although Charlie was disappointed, he still wanted to share the chocolate with his family. Although it was just a piece of chocolate, it was a rare high consumption for the family. Charlie carefully broke the chocolate into pieces so that everyone could have a piece. He gave his chocolate to everyone in the family. Then he took a bite and slowly tasted it. Such as I feel like I've eaten nothing but cabbage soup forever. It pops. The factory did close. Joe. And it seemed like it was going to be closed forever. Then, one day we saw smoke rising from the chimneys. The factory was back in business. Did you get a job back? No, no one did. The factory did start operating again, but no one knew who was operating those machines. If there was a chance to see the mystery inside, Grandpa would die without regrets. Grandpa reminded everyone that for us poor people like us, this could be a secret forever. However, Grandma told Charlie nothing is impossible. Charlie. Just like that, the impossible is happening. And Charlie will be the luckiest child. He could only receive a piece of chocolate, but this year, his parents gave the present to Charlie in advance. Even though they were living in poverty, what his parents could do was to give him chocolate a week in advance. Charlie has never been so anxious. His mother started to comfort Charlie, but Charlie wasn't totally disappointed. You know, if you don't get whatever happens, you'll still have the candy. In the eyes of the whole family, Charlie carefully opened the package. But the miracle didn't happen. There was only a piece of cold chocolate inside. Charlie was disappointed. Fortunately, just like his mother said, Charlie still had the chocolate. Although Charlie was disappointed, he still wanted to share the chocolate with his family. Although it was just a piece of chocolate, it was a rare high consumption for the family. Charlie carefully broke the chocolate into pieces so that everyone could have a piece. He gave his chocolate to everyone in the family. Then he took a bite and slowly tasted it. But soon there was worse news. Charlie found out that the next day, his father didn't go to work. It turned out that it led to a boom. Charlie's father lost his job because of this. For a poor family, it was no doubt a bloodbath, which made life more and more difficult. Charlie saw everything, so he was more sensible than other children since childhood. Grandpa saw Charlie's thoughts. Then he took out his wallet and took out the last coin. This is the private money that Grandpa hid. Grandpa told Charlie to go to the nearest store and buy the first glance chocolate, then come back and open the package together. He also said that the reward must be in there. The miracle didn't happen. Charlie stood in front of the factory gate and prayed silently. At this time, he heard the passerby say that the last reward had been found. As Grandpa said before, such a good thing is never his turn. Who would have thought that Charlie saw a 10-yuan coin? He looked around and confirmed that there was no owner. He hurried to the store next door. He was so hungry that he just wanted to buy a piece of chocolate. Unexpectedly, there was a gold reward in the package. It turned out that the last reward was forged. When the adults next to him saw it, they wanted to buy Charlie's reward at a high price. The opportunity to change fate suddenly appeared in front of Charlie. Charlie was so excited that he couldn't help himself. He ran home in a hurry. The paralyzed grandpa seemed to regain his energy in an instant. He jumped out of bed and danced excitedly. This scene is a miracle in medicine. But Charlie, who has always wanted to enter the factory, hesitated at this moment because someone is willing to pay 500 yuan or even higher to buy this reward. Compared with the dream of entering the factory, Charlie's family desperately needs this 500 yuan to alleviate the dilemma. After listening to Charlie's words, everyone was silent. Yes, in the face of cruel reality, they have no extra conditions to ask for anything out of your parents. I'll kill you together. After many years, the factory was crowded again. Children can take a parent with them. And no matter who gets the ultimate prize in the end, others can get dozens of chocolates that they can't eat for the rest of their lives. The door slowly closed. Everyone only heard a man's voice and a funny opening performance. But they never saw the legendary Willy Wonka. There was only a man with exaggerated glasses and a smile of applause by his side. He didn't even look at the card. He couldn't even speak. Only his grandfather recognized that. This person must be Willy Wonka. But his casual clothes and bloodless face didn't look like a big shot at all. As soon as they met, Willy Wonka took advantage of every child's problem. The greedy little fat man, the arrogant, smarty pants, and the guy who's walking like a dog. As for the other two hypocrites, Willy Wonka was even more reluctant to talk to them. Let's be friends, best friends. The long corridor was dark and cold. It seemed that there was no end to it. No matter how you walked, you couldn't get to the end. The strange behavior of Wonka, a Palumpa people who live on a mysterious island. Wonka came here in the early years in order to find a new taste and add it to the candy. Unexpectedly, he found a nest of little short people. They all live in the treehouse and eat green caterpillars that are hard to swallow all year round. Although the little short people's favorite food is cocoa beans, they are lucky to find 3 or 4 of them at most in a year. Wonka immediately invites them to work in a factory, and the salary is the cocoa beans he bought. In this way, Wonka has a group of employees who never betray him. While a few people were talking, the little fat man couldn't resist his greed for chocolate and fell into the river. His mother was anxious. When Wonka looked at her, the mechanical pipe in the air started quickly and then sent the little fat man to the soft candy room. This is the consequence of greed. The little short people sang and danced. The lyrics clearly stated that the reason why the little fat man was eliminated was all because of his mother's indulgence. But the rich felt very strange. This song and dance seemed to have been rehearsed in advance. But this guest was denied by Wonka in person. The rest of the team continued to move forward, all the children with Wonka. However, after they walked into the workshop, they found that there was no candy cutting machine here, but a group of little squirrels were busy. They were all trained. They can quickly and accurately identify the good and bad of the nuts, take out the perfect fruit, and throw the bad fruit into the trash. In this situation, the little princess couldn't help it. Daddy, I want a squirrel. Give me one of those squirrels. I want one. Ruka dear, you have many marvelous pets. All I got at home is 1 pony and 2 dogs and, for cats, and 6 bunny rabbits and 2 parakeets and 2 canaries and a green parrot and a turtle and a silly old hamster. I want a squirrel. All right, kid. Daniel will get you a squirrel just as soon as he possibly can. But I don't want any. Old squirrel. I want a chain squirrel. So he kindly offered Wonka a price. Miss Wonka, How much do you want for one of these squirrels? Name your price. The little princess was very excited when she saw the cute little squirrel. I want 100 of these little squirrels. Whether it's reasonable or not, as long as it can be done with money, the rich father has always asked his daughter. Therefore, the little princess has always had what she wanted. She has always considered herself the center of the world. However, today the little princess touched the nail because Wonka was determined not to betray her employees. Her father was helpless, but the little princess still refused to give in. She just threw a bomb and planned to catch the squirrel herself and go home. I'll have you. Unexpectedly, all the squirrels rushed to this intruder. The little princess was thrown to the... Didn't hurt the little princess, but they kept knocking on her brain. It turned out that the little princess was mistaken for a super large nut. Squirrels are deaf and dumb. People like the little princess who only know how to take and make trouble naturally don't have anything good in their minds. As expected, she was judged to be a bad nut. When the little princess was thrown into the garbage can, Wonka finally found the key. The rich father was strong and rushed forward to save his daughter. But in the end, he ended up like his daughter. The answer to why the little princess became like this is actually very obvious. In the end, there were only 2 children left. In order to make the visit process faster, Wonka took everyone to the special elevator. This elevator function is very unique. It can not only go up and down, but also move horizontally, vertically, and diagonally. You can even turn and move forward. Just press the button in front of you, and you can immediately reach where you want to go. On the way, a small cancer financial center, and even a small cancer candy fireworks entertainment tower. The whole factory seemed to be vast and unobstructed, and the road seemed to have no end. Why is everything here completely pointless? Candy doesn't have to have a point. That's why it's candy. It's stupid. Candy is a waste of time. In a trance, Wonka recalled his father again. At that time, he dreamed of making the most delicious chocolate. However, his father not only did not give any support, but also told Wonka, "If you go to make chocolate, then I will leave here." Wonka was very angry after hearing this. He was angry and ran away from home for several. The other end of the TV, he realized that regret was useless. At this time, the smart guy became a shy person and wandered between platforms. Even if his father pulled him out of the screen, he still did not return to his original appearance. Wonka felt that the extension of the young man was okay. Let the lovers send him to the Taipei Tangchujian. The pull-up machine may be able to pull the child higher. There is only one person left. This also means that he will win the Ultimate Mystery Award. After shaking hands and congratulating, they took the glass elevator to cross the high chimney and rush straight to the cloud. Is that Charlie must be the same as himself. From then on, he abandoned his family to live in the factory and devoted himself to studying chocolate. Chocolate here has to run free and solo. He has to follow his dreams. Gosh, darn the consequences. Look at me. I had no family, and I'm a giant success. So if I go with you to the factory, I will never see my family again. Yeah, consider that a bonus. Then I'm not going. I wouldn't give up my family for anything. Not for all the chocolate in the world. Oh, I see. That's weird. There's other candy too besides chocolate. I'm sorry, Mr. Wonka. I'm staying here. I'm so sorry. Things are going to get much better. What makes you feel better when you feel terrible? My family. Good one.